Hello everyone, my name is Joelle and welcome to this slow ultimate 20-minute yoga practice for back pain. All we're going to be needing today is a wall, so let's find a nice comfortable seat and we'll start by exploring the 8 directions in which the spine can move as we warm up. So these 8 directions are reaching up, stretching the arms towards the sky, and we can compress down, dropping through the shoulder blades. And our spine can also sway to the right, dropping the elbow, and to the left. And now let's round forwards and arch back, reaching the arms behind you, and twist right and left. So those are our 8 directions. Let's try that one more time. Reaching up towards the sky and grounding down. Tilt right, sway left, punch forwards, and arching back. And then we'll twist to one side and the other. And one last time, a little bit faster. Reaching up, stretch, grounding down, swaying right, swaying left, reaching forwards, rounding through the upper back, and arching, and twist one side, and twist to the other side. Beautiful, so we've started to warm up a little bit nicely here. Shake it off, and we're going to slowly transition onto hands and knees. So take your time getting there, positioning shoulders over wrist and hips over knees. Never forcing anything today that doesn't feel right. And let's lower to the elbows and bring the crown of the head between the hands, rounding through the upper back. Stretching the hips up towards the sky here. And if you'd like to take this a little bit further, you can also come into full rabbit pose by tucking the toes underneath and maybe holding onto the heels, bringing the crown of the head a little bit closer towards the knees. I'm feeling a nice stretch here through rounding that upper back. Beautiful, so we can release that. Now let's bring the knees apart, keep the big toes together, and we'll just sink into a nice wide-kneed extended child's pose, bringing the forehead towards the mat. So as some of you might already know, I have several other 10-minute practices for back pain, so lower back pain, upper back pain, as well as scoliosis and sciatica and side body. And I will link all of those below, but a number of people had commented and suggested a longer ultimate back pain routine for the entire back, so hopefully you'll feel great by the end of this today, and good for you. And we can release that child's pose, coming back onto our hands and knees. And let's reach the right arm up towards the sky. And then we'll just thread that through, and to thread the needle. So bringing the right ear, right shoulder towards the mat, you might prop up onto left fingertips, or you can tiptoe those fingers forwards. Or another option, if you would like to take the bind, is to reach that left arm behind the back and maybe catch hold of your right inner thigh. So you choose which option might work best for you today. And it's always nice to close the eyes here and just breathe into whatever the sensation may be. And then we'll press into that left hand to come out. Very nice. Take a moment to reset in all fours. And then we can reach that left arm up towards the sky. And we'll try the other side. So threading the left arm through, coming down onto that left shoulder and ear, selecting whether you might stay up on fingertips with the right hand or reach it forward, or perhaps wrap around the back and catch hold of that inner thigh. And of course, I encourage you to do this video as often as you would like, but mostly to pay attention to which stretches or which exercises tend to make you feel really good so that you can come back to those on a regular basis and take care of yourself. Very nice work. Let's press into that right hand, coming back to all fours. And let's just move the hands forward a couple of inches, tuck the toes under, and we'll just reach back into downward dog. So pedaling out the legs, just find whatever feels nice here, stretching the hips up towards the sky, shaking the head yes and no. And then let's just walk the hands back towards the feet, and we'll just come into ragdoll. So bending the knees generously here, maybe catching hold of opposite elbows. And again, just swaying a little bit from right to left. You could still have the eyes closed here if that feels nice. Just noticing kind of how the body is feeling. Maybe progressively straightening out the legs, if you'd like. And rebending those knees, we'll just set the hands, back down on the mat. Walk it forwards, coming into a brief plank here. Knees can be up or down, keeping the glutes and the abs engaged just a little bit. And then we'll reach it back into child's pose with the knees together this time. Forehead back towards the mat. Little break for the lower back here. Rounding nicely through the spine. Beautiful. Let's come forwards again once more. Into hands and knees. And let's just start with some cat-cow variations. So traditional cat-cow first, as we inhale, dropping the stomach towards the floor, and exhale to round the back. And then let's try that from side to side a couple of times, just bringing the left shoulder and the left hip a little closer to one another, and then right shoulder and right hip. Just wagging that tail, and then let's round the back again, and we'll try that once more. So bringing left shoulder and hip together, and then right shoulder and hip. So wagging side to side with a nice rounded back here. And then let's arch the back into cow, and we'll try the same thing. So curving left and curving right as the stomach sinks towards the mat. Beautiful, and let's release that. And we can creep that right knee forward as we inch the left leg back. So we're sitting up on our right heel now, and you might prop up on fingertips to sit a little bit further up. Kind of a pigeon pose variation here, but without the element of twisting that front leg. We're really focusing on the spine here. And you could either sit up tall, or you might release down, possibly resting the forehead onto the forearms. Closing the eyes here and just sending some nice deep breaths towards the spine. Let's come back up. And we're going to shift over towards the right, extending through the left leg, bending the right knee with the left hand on top, and bring that right arm onto the opposite shoulder, and then stretch it up. And then you can close and reach up. So keep going at your own pace here. This is probably my favorite exercise for the lower back. In fact, it was part of my 10-minute lower back routine. Some of you might know it already. Wonderful exercise for the QL, the quadratus lumborum muscle, deep in the lower back. And we can release that. Very nicely done. And now we'll come down onto our right side, so stacking one leg on top of the other. And you could stay up on the right elbow for a nice little side stretch here. Great for scoliosis, or you might even prop up on the hand if you'd like a little bit more intensity here. You choose. Keeping those nice deep breaths going, reminding ourselves of why we're here. And then you can come down onto the elbow if you're up. And squeezing the legs together, we'll just awkwardly tilt ourselves over to the other side, as I just did. And we'll choose the variation that we might like for today, either on the left elbow or maybe coming up onto that hand. Noticing if it maybe feels different from that first side. And again, never forcing, never pushing or pulling into anything that doesn't feel right, but rather thanking your body for the hard work it's doing and thanking yourself for taking this time today. And let's release back down, and we'll come into that QL exercise. So this time our left knee bends, right leg extends, right hand on the left knee, left arm on the right shoulder, and if you're still with me, reaching that arm up towards the sky and closing it back up. And let's just repeat that a couple more times here. So this is one that takes a little getting used to as you figure out which hand, which leg goes where, but once you've got it, it's really great. This is a great one to repeat every single day. And let's release that move, and we'll come into that pigeon variation. So sitting on our left heel with the right leg reaching back, propping up on fingertips. If you'd like a little bit more here, you can also press your hands into the wall. And that might help you sit up even straighter. Nice little back stretch here. And you can also choose to release forwards. Of course, if any of you have any requests for future sequences, please do leave me a comment down below. I love hearing from all of you, and I'm always happy to help with any ideas that you might have if I can. Great job. So let's release that, and we're going to make our way onto our backs, so you can simply roll over, get there any way you would like. Taking your time, maybe closing the eyes, and you can plant both feet flat on the mat, and we're just going to take some windshield wipers. So dropping both knees to the left and right, and just rocking them from side to side a couple more times here. Letting go of any tension at all. And the next time you're over towards The left, you might stay there, either holding as you are, perhaps placing that left ankle on top of the right knee just to tag a little bit of extra weight, and you can look up at the ceiling or maybe turn the head over the right shoulder. Just a nice little twist here. And then we'll release that, coming back to center for a breath. And we'll try the other side. So both knees come towards the right. Maybe adding that little bit of extra weight with the right ankle on the left knee. Maybe turning that head towards the left. And just enjoying whatever sensation is present. And as we release out of that one, let's come close to the wall now. So wiggle your way over, and we'll plant both feet flat on the wall, the knees bent. You might hug the knees into the chest, either keeping the feet flat on the wall or bringing the knees in a little bit closer, and you might have to play around a little bit with how close you are to the wall. So just see what feels good and right for today. And then we can extend both legs up, and we'll cross that right ankle over the left knee, either keeping that leg straight or maybe bringing the left foot flat onto the wall for a wall pigeon. So again, I encourage you to close the eyes here, breathing deeply. You can bring the right hand onto the right knee, pressing it away just to open up that knee a little bit further, releasing through the hip and the lower back. And then let's switch sides. So extending both legs up again, taking a moment to shake them out. And we'll bring that left ankle over the right knee, choosing if you'd like to keep the right knee straight or maybe plant that foot onto the wall. Maybe pushing gently against that left knee with the left hand. And noticing any potential differences from one side to the other. Always good to observe any little tweaks from side to side that are present in our body. And if you're enjoying these last few poses, I do also have a 10-minute video of legs up the wall variations, which I will link below. So just check out the description box when you're finished if you'd like to spend a little bit more time on the mat. And we can straighten both legs up now. Shake them out if you'd like, maybe bringing the hands onto the belly to feel the rise and fall with the breath. And closing the eyes here, let's just settle into this variation of savasana at the wall. Letting the blood circulate in the other direction. Maybe bringing the arms down to the sides. Noticing if there's any difference from when we started our practice. You did wonderfully today. Thank you so much for joining me. And I do hope you'll subscribe or hit the like button so that we can practice together again soon. I wish you a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you again, and namaste.